Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Sunesha and we are playing KSP 1.3. So today we are gonna design an extra large rover that we're gonna send to the moon as a science rover. It will not be the most effective one, but I only want to build something fun because there's been so much serious business here, so I needed some project that was not really a serious project. So the first wheel I considered after I upgraded our science tree was this one, and this wheel can go around 34 meters per second. So if you divide, if you multiply that with 3.6, you get the real speed. So that is around 90, around 110 kilometers per hour, so 60 miles per hour. I'm approximately, don't take it my word for it, because I can't count only more than 10 as long as I'm not bare feet. So yeah, and then this was the one that catched my eye. It's huge, but look, the speed was fantastic. It's at 58 meters per second. That means a traveling speed around 200 meters per second. 200 kilometers per hour is the correct speed. So that's really fast. That's like the top speed of a normal car. So yeah, that's super fast. So you have to be extra careful while driving that around, because when you're traveling around over 30 meters per second, everything will break if you crash. So, and I also upgraded to this. This is an interesting thing because it's not solar powered. It's actually powered by heat, and that means it will actually work around but the other side, the dark side of the moon, it will still work. It's probably a simplification. I said heat is probably a lot more complicated than that, but I decided that it was like that. Okay, so the first thing I needed to do also was upgrade our space hangar, because it was around 30 parts. I did that. So yeah, so now we can use 255 parts. We'll not be needing 255 parts if we need that. So okay, so let's not waste people's time. So what have I built? I think it's better to show you guys. Okay, let's go back here first, and I will just place this, and then I will flip it so you can see the whole complete thing we're gonna build. So okay, so this is the version 3. It's gonna look a little bit like this one. So now we have seen it, let's start building it. Let's get rid of that part. So first I want a small base, so I went with this one, this probe here. Remember, if you are using probes and make rovers, that if in case they can actually have some reaction wheels, and that is not very cool, especially if you are on the moon like Minimus or something like that, with no gravity at all. That can create some extra problems. Okay, so we will start to make, this will be a frame-based one. All cars used to be built on frames, but I changed that because technology went around and they could make a chassis that carried itself. So this stiffness, there is no frame any longer, so that is quite interesting. Though trucks and otherwise still have frames, so yeah, I don't know if that is interesting information, but yeah. Yes, my education is actually, I was what do you call it? I think fixed chassis on cars. That was actually work, but then I had too many tech skills, so I always worked with computer-based work. So that's why I know things like that, because that was part of my education. So yeah, really weird around life turns around. So let's mirror this, and so we are building a frame here. Oh, is off center there, so let's put it to 45. That's cool. So now we have a frame where we can attach our wheels. Otherwise, you can also use like a big flat area, but I don't like the look of it. And this is fairly lightweight also. Not that this Rover will be very lightweight. It's gonna be the complete opposite of that. So we will attach our wheels here. I want to attach them in a special way so it looks nice later in the build. Yes, I spent a lot of times there. I tried to do a small rovers too. I probably will make a smaller rover, of course, so you can use, don't have to be this ridiculously big. Okay, so okay, cool. So I wanted them to be attached like that. So yeah, I will probably do a smaller rover too sometime. But the reason why I did it like this is because I wanted to build without limitation. So that's why I went totally crazy. So and one of the bigger problems when you're building a rover is what the fuck do you do if you flip over? Sorry for the swearing there, but yeah, what do you do then? And it can be really, let's see here. Oh, that's the wrong way, so let's see if I can pick it up again. Yeah, so what do you do when you flip over? Yeah, you're screwed. You're completely screwed. So yeah, that's why I wanted to make this already here, because otherwise it will not look that nice. It's easier to do it right now. So this is a thing we'll deal with later here. So I'm thinking, so let's see if we can attach the wheels so it looks nice with the thrusters too. So yeah, that looks kind of nice. Maybe. Okay, I will experiment with this list because I wanted it to look so it looks like it fits together, and it doesn't right now. So. Okay, so this was why I wanted to do it like this. The reason is quite simple, because otherwise it will not attach to the wheel outside here. It will attach right inside here, and it is a pain to do later, as this is a quite complex rover. So that's why I was doing this route. Sorry. So now I can move it back. Yeah, it's just because it's gonna look nice, because otherwise it will clip into things, and we don't want that. It will not affect the performance of the car so much. So what do we do now? We double this up here, and we're gonna go for our first test. Oh, that was new. It looks like the cars was spinning here, or was I imagining that? I think I imagined it. So. Let's see. Oh, this is not a texture bug or of some sort. Okay, so we have the frame here. The first thing I want to do now and then is go out on the launch pad. We're gonna go out here a couple of times so you can see what we have created and how it performs when we are using it, because it's, yeah. So this will be probably a long video. I decided to make it longer. This is a trial, how to do it more slowly, one of these. So this is one of the first things that happens to you is... Now, there is so many things that are weird here. Oh, I'm such a genius. Of course it's not working because I didn't put any batteries, so we just drained all the energy. So let's go back and fix that. Okay, so we have a battery now, so we can probably drive this thing a bit. I think it is driving in the wrong direction. That is a very common thing that happens. What I do here, because I want the other side to be right, what I do, yeah, just go back and flip it around in the space plane hangar until it goes in that direction. That will save you some thing. Otherwise, you have to think backwards all the way. Okay, so I've flipped our rover around so it's traveling in the right direction. As you can see, we don't seem to have any steering. Okay, so we have some steering here. So as you can see, this one is super fast, so but it's quite stable even if we fly very hard. But if you do like things like this, the speed will kill you as long as you don't land on the wheels. So you can see the wheels can take a lot of punishment, but it's a different thing it's a completely different thing for the other things. Now we haven't a lot of science stuff and otherwise there, but let's see if we can crash it. As you can see, it's a good design. It naturally lands on its feet or wheels in this case. So yeah. So it's fairly hard to crash. Okay, we got to crash, and as you can see, as we are traveling so fast, it quickly becomes very unsafe. Okay, so we're gonna add our batteries here at Finst, and the smartest place to add this big thing, so we save space, is to add it under it here. And as you can see, the wheels are here, so if I place it under the wheels, it means it will not bump into things. And we don't want it to bump into things. I'm leaving a little bit room here, so you can see here, otherwise if I have placed them under here, for example, and we was climbing a hill, a steep hill, it can there, but the wheels will protect our batteries, so that's why I use them like this. So let's see. Let's see. It's really hard to see what you're doing in this. Okay, so we need to spin it around. Okay, cool. So now we have placed the batteries there. They are safe because they are under the wheels. It's the whole axis there. It will not bump into it because it will bump into that thing first. So yeah, so it's safe. So what we want to add here is now we need some energy creation here. We could cover this Rover with solar panels, but we will go for something new and interesting. It's a very expensive way to do, and as you can see, this costs around 23,000 it costs. So yeah, it's not a very cheap way to create energy here. So we can see here we're gonna use these heat things here, and you can't attach wheels directly to them. So if you want to do a design, you can actually take one of these cube things and attach it to it, and then you can attach a wheel, so you can save materials if you want to. So yeah, I made out this thing there too. So let's see. Okay, let's place them. We will probably move them around a bit. So let's place it here behind the wheels. Okay, I'm trying to make this symmetry, so I want it to be around here. I'm just gonna go quick out and test. Okay, so let's add this here. We can see our electric charge here, and now we can drive. And you can see it charges up quite fast. So, and the thing I wanted to test was if it interfered with the wheels here. I'm just gonna disable the steering there because, yeah, it didn't interfere with the wheels. So that was our test, and we also can see it. Okay, we got an explosion too. Yeah, so that will charge off our thing here and revert to space plane hangar. Yeah, as you can see, it charges up quite fast there, and that will also work on the dark side of a planet or a moon. So it can be very useful to have it here. So cool. So we have added these thrusters that spit out air, so we can do things that will be our anti-flip system. You can actually add landing gears and so on and push your rover around, but this is a more elegant solution, I think. So let's start with that. I know from doing this before it will look a lot better if we add it like that. Yeah, we need to mirror that. So now I'm back to business. Okay, cool. So we will get our tanks here. You will probably don't need more than one tank just for an anti-flip system, but I'm adding extra tanks for so it looks nice. That's the only reason I'm doing it. It's not required. As you can see here, I created this one, and it looks silly to just have those there. But if I double up on them, let's see if I can. I think I will use my magic thing here. Oh, they are upside down. That's why they not look nice. Let's see. Maybe this. Okay, yeah, that's good. Better. So now we have a nice looking frame, so we can start building on this. And so we now have anti-flip system. I think we need to demonstrate that. First I will just add some structural things here. Thank you. And we will... Because here is where I will attach all our science stuff. So... let's see if I can get no symmetry, and I will do this on an angle, flip it, and okay, cool. So let's get one of these. So here we go. So we have there. So let's try out our anti-flipping system. Okay, cool. So we have let's just make a function test. I think I will disable that in the space angles later. So yeah, now we have a functional rover here. Cool, so what we want to do now is, I just started to use this mod. It's a hyper edit mod, it's a cheating mod, but it's really good when you are designing things like that, because you can try it out. So we will use the ship lander, we're gonna go to the moon, it will remember my, and then I just select active vessel. So yeah, so now we are at Kerbal right now. So if I go to the moon, I will just press it like that, and then I just press land. And yes, we get graphical glitch. I don't think my graphic mods like it very much when I'm teleporting myself to the moon. So you can drop right from here and release vessel to gravity, but it can go very wrong. So I usually just impatient enough and wait until I'm like 10 meters above a surface, the terrain, and then I will drop down. The only thing that is trouble-wise, let's drop it, that is a bit of trouble here. Yeah, we are on the dark side, so let's see if we can stop spinning here. Let's activate the brake system, and we will speed up time until we get some light, so you can see what I'm doing here. Okay, so we are here in light. We have water on the moon, which is not correct. It is very buggy. So how do you flip a vehicle with help? Yeah, I can just do it like this. And I can flip over. And then I can flip over again. So you see, we have an anti-flipping system. Okay, use SOS, so it's a little bit stable. It will remember the angle there, and then I just release it, and we are safe. A lot more elegant than using a big landing gear and try to flip yourself over. So yeah, that was everything for that. So let's continue. Okay, so we are back here in the space place, plane hangar. Yeah, that is a mouthful to say for me. So one of the things we noticed when we was on the moon, we need some kind of light, so we see what we do. Otherwise it will be very, very difficult to see where you're going. So let's go to utility. I will use the stock one here. I prefer, you can put them here if you want to, or you can put them there, but I kind of like the more compact way. So let's see if I can get it like this, and then I will use shift to fine adjust. And there we have. I wonder if I can straighten that out. No. No. I think I have to do it manually. So what I do is adding another one there. Let's flip, flip, spin, spin. So now we have light in a very compact way that will not get in the way on it. Okay, it's clipping a little bit into the battery, but this is not a big deal. So let's put there we have the lights. So now we have some lights. It's not kind of tucked in here in the system. So we want to some way, after all, this is a science rover, so I have to add something so we can communicate our science. Otherwise we have to go fetch the rover, and I kind of just want to leave it behind. So we will add a communication device. So there we go. And I will add it here so it's not visible so much. So let's see here. Let's go here. Something like that. So, and this is how it looks. This is how it looks when it's out. So we can probably communicate directly with Kerbal with this. This is the most best antenna in the game, so we really don't need that. So now when we have communications, we can add some science gear, and that's the reason why I have these contraptions, so our science stuff are safe from the forces. But you're not safe if you go too fast with this engine, but you can go fast if you want to. So yeah, I kind of like that. So where do we have science? So let's start with a Terminator. I'm taking science that you don't have to reset, so our rover can use it, and then we'll go one of these, and then we will, what I have missed, still one of these, and then we will add the last one, the barometer there. Cool. So then we will get an atmospheric fluid spectrovarimeter. Oh man, that is too much for my. So, and as you can see here, we will fit it inside here. And so it looks kind of cool also. So that's the only part is that it clips a little bit into this one. But if that bothers you, you can always I put it all the way down. If you go more up, it will not clip into side up. But I liked this look, just how it looks when it's not, when everything is retracted. Okay. So we are more or less done with this. I don't see anything else we can be needing. I think we need some lights though. So I will speed it up and I will add some RGB lights. That is what everyone likes with their computers today. So I probably need to do it too. Okay, so I added some brake lights, which is very important on the moon. We have to think about traffic. So I will add some more lights here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are here at the moon, and we have all the light. We have the brake lights, of course, and then I just made some lights here so you can see those things, and we have side lights here. So here we are driving with our water glyphs, so that this is how it can go when you are going a little bit too fast. So be careful. Because that was almost 90 kilometers per hour. But as you see, this thing can handle most of the weird things you can do as long as you don't go too fast. So we can communicate. And as you can see here, we can probably communicate with Kerbal in here. So yeah, we can drive around here all day. I wouldn't recommend to drive around with the antenna up so it got stuck, because you can tip over if you need it. So let's activate SOS. And as you can see how easy it is with flipping with SOS here. So let's see. And there you can flip over. So you can see this is quite safe vehicle to use. Not the most small one, but at least it is more like a car than anything. So yeah, that was everything for this episode. In the next episode, we will build a carrier so we can take it to the moon. And yeah, that is what. I hope you like my new more show and tell style. If you think it's too long and make things, you just want to see me build stuff and not see any testing done. And so because I thought it could be a good idea to see how I test things, so it's working nicely when we are doing this for real. So yeah, so that was everything for this episode. And as always, thank you for watching.